Hey everyone, it's Leandra at the Lexington facility at New Vocations Racehorse Adoption Program. Today for our meet and greet, we have SANDLOT Star, who you might remember from our Star Wars Day episode. We featured him just grazing and walking around. So we're doing a part 2 here of SANDLOT Star under saddle with Julie on board, who will be doing a little bit of riding around. You can see how he moves. He is currently available on our website, newvocations.org or horseadoption.com. If you go to the horses tab and you look under the Kentucky filter, you'll see SANDLOT Star is one of the many lovely horses that we have available currently for adoption. So without further ado, let's send you out. You can pick any direction you like. Right here. Perfect. So SANDLOT Star is a 5-year-old gelding. He stands right around 16 hands and has a really more quarter horsey type stocky build as opposed to what many think of when they think of off the track thoroughbreds. And he's had a little bit more time to settle down, slow his metabolism. He was not a super competitive racehorse anyway, so he settled right into this routine just fine. And SANDLOT Star has done a lot of different things with us here. He's been on trails, he's been clearly in the outdoor, we ride him in the indoor, he's gone over poles, so he's seen the breadth of things in our training program. If anybody has any questions, feel free to type them into the comments bar at the bottom of your screen, and we'll try to get to them. Allie, do you have any fun facts for us? We have our research team in the background, aka Allie, doing some quick research to bring you some fun facts about SANDLOT Star. What do you have to say, Allie? They might not be able to hear you because of the microphone, so you tell me, and I'll tell the world.
He naps in really funny positions.
Ali says he naps in really funny positions. And if you're watching us in a sort of current period, you'll see Erica just posted a caption contest of SANDLOT Star. He's napping in the stall with his head up on the wall, giving us a look. So feel free to check that out. Put in what you believe he is saying to us, and We'll see what people can come up with. What else have you got, Allie?
He's raced 3 times.
He's raced 3 times. Not the most competitive of racehorses, like we had mentioned.
Do you have any limitations, and what discipline do you see him excelling at?
Well, we haven't really seen any limits with him thus far. Mostly what we're looking at for him is just assessing for his personality type. So he did have a chip taken out of his ankle. That was last year now, and he's had a lot of time to let down from it. He does have a little bit of changes, so, I wouldn't put him as a high-level prospect, but he really does not seem very phased at all from it. One of the things we've been working on with him was that he had sort of more flat foot shape, and so that put a little bit of a damper on his progress, because obviously without the foot you've got no horse. So when his foot was a little bit flatter, with more toe and not enough heel, it made it a little difficult for him to start training before. So we've been working with our very talented farriers to try to reshape his foot. And if you guys don't know that much about how the foot grows out, you can expect basically an entirely new hoof wall in a year, but it can take time for it to grow, obviously, depending on a lot of different factors like the horse's health and nutrition. A lot of other things play into that, but it takes a full year to turn over a completely different foot. So while the hoof that's at the bottom of on the ground, he says, I like the right better. I like the right lead. The stuff that's the hoof wall that's closest to their ankle, so the top part of their foot, is actually the newest growth. So we're waiting for the new growth to kind of take over where the old growth left off. There we go. And he is starting to grow out a much better foot than he had before. So we don't really have any concerns moving forward. I think he'd make a lovely Western Pleasure, Low Hunters, or Trail Mount, but he does have a little bit of a rascally personality. He was a lot mouthier than he is now, and fortunately he's had and he's been with some older geldings and turnout who have taught him the ways of the world, and that has educated him in how to be a gentleman. So he's coming along really nicely. You can see he likes to have a lower head carriage, and he's not as fussy in the bit as he used to be. So he's done a lot of really good maturing. He was adopted out once before, and he was supposed to just be a pasture companion for an older horse, but the adopter found that he was not the best pasture companion at the time. He was a little too rascally and high-strung for his buddy. So he came back to us, again, demonstrating how our return policy and the quote-unquote lifetime that we offer, and always allowing our horses to come back into the program at any point if they're not a good fit or if life circumstances changes. That's really we don't ever want people to have to use it, but it's great to have when you need it. So in this case, he just wasn't a good fit at the time, and even since then, he's done a lot of good maturing, but he is a little bit more playful type. Julie, what do you think? Julie says he's lazy today. Might have something to do with the fact that we just woke him up from a dead sleep. Again, if you haven't seen the caption contest that Erica just put up on Facebook and Instagram, where he's lying down in his stall, that was literally right before they tacked him up. So, oh, geez, you all right, buddy? It's just one of those mornings. So Sandlot Star goes out at night with a rascally group of geldings, and so a lot of them will nap during the day and catch up on sleep, especially if they've spent most of their turnout time being goofy. Then they'll try to nap during the day. So we've got him. He really looks like he's about to fall asleep. But this is Sandlot Star. Would you say this is kind of a typical ride for him, or sometimes he has more energy, or? She says this is usually him. He's more of a push ride.
Is he amateur friendly?
It sort of depends on what you mean by amateur. So in a really literal sense, amateur would be anybody who's not paid for their work. So sure, definitely you can have an amateur ride him. But, and we do have him as sort of an advanced intermediate level capable horse. I would say if you're an intermediate rider, you should always be working with a trainer or somebody who's experienced working with younger horses. 5 is still pretty young, and there are always exceptions, but just in general, we don't ever really advocate our horses being adopted out to novice riders because they're still young and learning and just trying to transition from a different lifestyle of being a racehorse previously and just learning the ropes of the world, getting more mileage. So in a really roundabout way of answering your question, it sort of depends on how you're classifying an amateur, but certainly he would be a more appropriate mount for somebody than a lot of the other horses we have who are maybe sort of like classic higher strung type horses. Like he is a very different category of horse. So we say more intermediate friendly, but still you should be under the guidance of somebody who's familiar with restarting baby horses.
Is there a certain amount of trial time for each adoption to ensure a good match?
Yes, we have a built-in 60-day trial period, and like I mentioned before, because of our policy really with that sort of lifetime membership like I was talking about, that the 60-day built-in trial period really gives you the financial security in knowing that we will credit you your adoption fee if you decide to return the horse in those 60 days. And that can be for pretty much whatever reason. We've had horses come back because they tried the horse out and they just felt he wasn't a comfortable ride. Or it could be, hey, this horse isn't getting along with my other horses in turnout and I don't have any other turnout options. So these are all really totally feasible reasons within that 60-day trial period, which we have extended to 90 days because of the concerns and uncertainty surrounding the COVID-19 crisis. So we have extended that 60 days, and again, that's really just covering you to say, We'll give you your adoption fee back as a credit. If it doesn't work out, you can always return the horse at any point in its life if things just aren't working out. Then that trial period gives you some security in knowing that you'll be able to get your money back as a credit if it doesn't work out. Anything else? You ready to go back to sleep? All right, well, if we don't have any other questions, please feel free to type questions in as you think of them later in the day, or if you're watching this after we're live, you feel free to type them in. Somebody will try to circle back, and we will try to get back to them as soon as possible. This is Sandlot Star. He's a 5-year-old gelding, had 3 starts in the track, and is currently available on our website, horseadoption.com. You can click on the Horses tab, and you will see Sandlot Star here. He is available, he's looking for a home, and he is one of our more intermediate, friendly type horses. So check him out on our website, horseadoption.com. Tune back in here tomorrow at noon for another meet and greet where we'll be showing you another adoptable horse. And then, because tomorrow's Wednesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, just had to check, sanity check here. And that means at 1 o'clock we'll have a virtual tour where you'll be able to see a little bit more of our facilities. You'll see more horses who are here and in training, and we hope to see you back tomorrow for those fun activities. Thank you so much for joining us.